But Ting Tong 299, come to my Technoput and wait all your time. So today we're going to look at the admin panel for the server maintenance software. You will start by logging in on your login page. Now you select a service that you want to manage. Now if you do not see any services, make sure that your monitor is plugged in. Often when you cannot see anything, your monitor is not plugged in. Now that you have selected a server you want to manage, you will first see a panel where you can see the players on the server, the CPU usage, memory and bandwidth. Now this you will probably not need anything. You can also use auto refresh so you can see the changes as they happen live. Now, should you need to restart or stop the service, you can use any of the two buttons seen here. You will have info such as the name, the connection info, the query info which will not be needed, and the FTP. The FTP you will use with a program such as FileZilla. I spelled that wrong. FileZilla. Upon opening FileZilla, you will see that you can connect such as the following. Fuck. Now we try to log in. I made a mistake. Now that we have successfully logged into the FTP, we can now manage the file server. This can also be done with the inbuilt file manager. However, I must note that using the file manager on the panel will not be as effective as FileZilla. FileZilla is much faster and allows you for a much more fast, precise and upload speeds. This is the recommended way to do it and it is much faster. Here you will see the mods of the server. Here you will see the master configuration. This is where you have files such as your RPTPs, you have your BattlEye, you have your user profile, and more importantly, you have your user profile settings, such as your bar file. Secondly, you have your MP missions. This is the file where you put all your MP missions in. All the MP missions will be put in here. If you need to make a new mission or put on a new mission, this is where it goes, right under MP missions. To make the mission take effect, you need to go into configuration files. In here you have multiple files. This is where you manage your bands. This one you should not touch unless you know what you're doing. This one also should not be touched unless you know what you're doing. However, you want to go into the main configuration file, main server configuration. Upon opening, you will see a lot of configuration. This is very self-explanatory. You can change the name. All of them will have presets that will tell you what it does. You can change the password. You can even change the loading message when you get into the server. But most importantly, in the bottom, you can here change the server mission. This is the mission that it will boot upon startup. In this case, inside the quotation mark, yes, this is quotation, but Ting Tong 299. And this is the name of the mission file. As you can see, after the double dash, you can put examples of other missions so you can easily copy paste. This will not affect the configuration, since the double dash means that it is just text, nothing for the mission or the server to worry about. You also have the difficulty, which is used to set difficulty. You have recruit, regular and veteran or mercenary. We have selected custom. To change the custom configuration, you go into default ARMA 3 service settings. In here you will see the default settings. And then you will see a class difficulty preset. Here I have customized a custom difficulty. Here you can change stuff such as third person view, whether to see the score table and AI settings. The precision should never be 1. Precision equals aimbot, so you do not want this. Furthermore, inside the mission you can also furthermore increase the difficulty and settings of the AI manually. Now you know how to turn the mission in your server. It is very good to know. You also have a add-on manager. In here you can set up stuff such as dedicated database server. This is very good if you need a database. You can also set up a MySQL. Here is also importantly a dedicated headless client. If you do set up a headless client, you will have to add a dedicated headless client script to your mission file. You will also have to set up the startup parameters for the headless client. This can be done in here by simply enabling headless client. But the plugin will need to be installed for you to see this. Now, you can install mods two ways. The first way is to transfer them in FileZilla into the root folder of Armored Ray. This is the root folder. Then you will use a funny A at A, note on front terrain, and then you will finish with a semicolon. Semicolon, add, and then another mod name. This is also particularly useful for mods which have letters in the names that the server does not properly recognize. You see, the easy way to install mods is you go into Team Workshop, and you can now simply install any mod you want. However, some mods may have signs like this or other weird characters that the server does not fully recognize. To figure out if it's being recognized when you start up the server, you can go into the console and you will suddenly see in the beginning of the load a long page of all the mods that are loaded. You can see if it says mod not found. I repeat, mod not found. You probably need to change the name. This can be done by going in, and if you have a mod like this, Czechoslovakia, with a parenthesis in the end, you can either copy the name and then you can put it inside the server manager, but sometimes recommend removing funny characters. In this case, you can see there are parentheses, and in the secondary mod there is no parentheses. You do have a easy way to update your mods. However, it is vital that when you update a mod where you have changed the name, it will create a new one because it is no longer recognized as the original mod. When this happens, you can simply go in, you can delete the mod, and then you can simply replace it with the updated version and change its name. All problems should now be fixed. The rest of the tools you have available is such as showing the server settings or the details of your server account. You can reset your recon, you can change the server time, but this is not needed for you. You can do that in configuration. You can look at the current stats. You can also see the stats for a longer period of time using graph. Let's say the last 7 days. In the last 7 days here you can see there has certainly been some players on. That is very good. Lastly, you have the log viewer. If you do not want to download the log to your computer using FileZilla and opening them manually, I do recommend having text++. Furthermore, you can open up log viewer and you can simply download them, stream them, or in the window. Should you press stream, you can simply see the RPT on your screen. But it is important that you note that it does not always load the entire log. Sometimes it only loads the bottom part. This is why it's very good to download it. You can also open a new window, but it will have the same problem. Recommended is that you download it and open it in your preferred text viewer. Given that this... Hold on. Yes, now should you have further problems or have the server completely bugged up, there is multiple actions you can do, such as schedule new task, and you can in fact have scheduled restart or schedule updates. Let's say you want to restart the server, you can say new restart, but thing to 299. You can call the thing something as restart please. Then you can say you want it daily, every day, and then you will say 28 or the date does not matter. This is just the start date. Recur every day, so the timing is what matters. Now with this, it would essentially restart every single 7 a.m. every day. Also advanced options for advanced settings. Lastly, it is quite important that you know the action space. Here, if software gets very bad, you can reinstall the server. In 9 out of 10 problems, when there is great technical difficulties, reinstalling the server is the fastest and easiest option. This will fix 99% of servers as long as the actual machine is not having technical issues. The repair button will not repair the server. The repair will only repair the service file permission system. This is if you were to transfer a server into another account. Then it might fuck up the permission system. This is what this repairs. You cannot repair the server itself by using the repair button. It does not work that way. You need to ensure that the server is plugged in at all times. Lastly, since you are not paying for this, and it is being delivered by me, yours truly, that means that the support will not be available. You will have the option to type to them, but they will not be able to help you. Because you are not paying customers, and not being paid customers, they will not waste their valuable time on you. So, if you have any major problems, you might just be shit out of luck. Now, thank you for coming to Thank you for coming to Butt Ding Dong 299 Tech Support. I'm happy that I could help, and I hope that my service will be of great use to you. If you have any further comments, please put them down in the comments below and like. It is very vital that you like the service. Please, was this up to your satisfactory service?